Hey guys, long time no talk. Currently on a hike right now, as you can see, and a little out of breath because I just walked up a big hill. Cardio's not the best, most of us lifters can relate to that, but this has become my most favorite thing that I look forward to. Every Saturday, get up early, the sun is rising. I don't know if you can see it. Sun is rising, just get out on a nice long hike. No one else is really out. That feels good. No one else is really out at this hour besides a few people, so you're not totally alone, which is nice. But yeah, long week of work, staring at a computer. Saturday morning, alarm goes off, up and at 'em, out the door, on a hike, and I feel like I can breathe out here. It just feels amazing. Do you guys like the hike? I hated it as a child. My parents made us we had a fall hiking spree when we were younger, and that's where you just do, I don't know, 7 hikes or something, and they're super short. They're not, some of them aren't even half a mile, so whatever. Do your 7 hikes, park ranger signs off that you did them all, and then you get a fun little shield type thing that you can put on your hiking staff. So we were made to do that as kids. I despised it. I could not bring myself to want to go walk in the woods, but all these years later, now it's all I want to do. So, long story short, feel bad about being a biatch to my parents all those years about not wanting to do all that, but glad they made me do it, I guess, because fostered the seeds of appreciation for just what we have here and nature and simplicity in just walking and having all this oxygen and trees and leaves and everything around you. So yeah, it sounds a little hippie for me, but yeah, there's a national park kind of in my backyard, so ideal, obviously. It's not the biggest, best, most extravagant national park, but super nice nonetheless. And back to my other hand, there's a million trails around here, so I've been, obviously, if you guys have All Trails, the app, they got everything on there. That's super nice to use, and then just having my own little list of all the hikes in the area that I want to do and just cross them off. And then this one that I'm doing right now is my favorite that I just come back to all the time. I used to run on it for cross-country practices as a kid, and I hated it then, but now a lot easier to walk, that's for sure. So yeah, this one's about, I think, 4.5, maybe 5 miles when all is said and done. Perfect amount of woods, seclusion, and there's a big lake that we walk around, so nice views along there. Some hills, not too many. Yeah, I just love this one. And this is one that usually friends or family members don't want to do because it's a little more moderate, not exactly flat. So this one's perfect for me to just go do by myself whenever I'm not feeling like doing something new and just want to come back. But yeah, I love it. Guess might as well do a little update while I'm here. I was getting a little tired, but so I'm 6 months into off-season now from my bodybuilding show. First season naturally ever. Learned a lot. Mostly loved it. Kind of had a rough time recovering after. I think it took me about 4 months at least to really feel like I was myself again. And that's a lot of time just kind of wasted and not really growing muscle, so I've really only been probably feeding myself properly the past couple months and just kind of letting the reins go of being so anal about tracking everything, getting perfect, just being perfect like you have to do on prep. It takes a lot to break those habits. Not that you need to, but for me, I'm trying to become more in tune with my body, my mind, everything like that. So I wanted to break a lot of those just obsessive compulsive habits that come up when just kind of my whole life, and also especially on prep. So been working through that, and I ended up I've stopped tracking macros pretty much entirely. And a lot of people hear that and they're like, I don't know, they get really shaken up, but it's not. I still have kind of all the numbers of everything that I'm eating in my head just because I've been doing it for so long. I think I got my first MyFitnessPal account in 2016 maybe, so obviously I haven't tracked every single day from that point, but it's been 7 years of tracking what I'm eating, so I still know all the macros that are in every food, so while I'm not physically putting the numbers into an app every day, I still kind of know, but it is very freeing to not feel like I need to be chained to this stupid app and these stupid numbers every day, and just let myself the only thing I really try to do is eat whole foods, obviously, and then protein. So as long as I get in my protein and as long as I'm eating whole foods, that's pretty much it. And I've been finding a lot of freedom and just peace in that. And at the beginning, I think most of us bodybuilders are type A, obsessive about a lot of things, have that addictive personality that once you kind of start something, you don't want to stop. Here comes a hill, so sorry if I'm breathing heavy. So kind of when I first started not being chained to those specific numbers, it was very difficult and I had a lot of emotional, mental turmoil. But once I got over that initial hump and just realized that I'm not gonna blow up to be 1,000 pounds, it is nice to be able to auto-regulate, and some days when I'm not feeling super hungry, I don't eat as much. Other days where I'm feeling ravenous, I eat more, and then it all kind of balances out because instead of eating, your body's not, at least for me, I'm not the same amount of hungry every single day. Obviously that makes sense. Life demands are usually different day by day. Females, our hormones are always in a tizzy, it feels like. So just having that freedom to auto-regulate, key, and I think more people should try it and just learn to be more in tune with what their body's trying to tell them and not just force feed one day even though they could take food or leave it, and then hold yourself back the next day and you're ravenous, because at the end of the day we're just trying to build muscle and it doesn't really matter how you get the sustenance for that as long as you do it. But of course, eating healthy foods is more important than, you can't just be eating McDonald's all day every day, blowing up, getting some muscle gains, but also getting a host of problems that come along with eating junk. So still feed my body well, and it's very nice to be able to, just have some peace around food. I've spent the past probably 7 years, had an eating disorder in the past, whatever, I've talked about it before, and it just kind of always lingers with you, and especially because I was always tracking, it was always kind of in the back of my mind, like just a lot of different habits and neuroses around food. But I think finally letting the reins go completely, obviously with caveats like I said, has been amazing for my mind. And while I've definitely gained a little bit of weight, from my show, I don't know, I haven't weighed myself in a while, but I did take a check-in video a couple days ago, so I'll maybe put that in. I'm probably about 140 right now, 145, and at my show I was 119 was my lowest, so yeah, obviously 20 to 25 pounds up, and I guess that's pretty average. I don't know, but I'm feeling good, feeling strong. I can go into the gym and train hard and push the weight and actually put on some chunks of beef on this frame because that's all I want. And being so neurotic about food just gets in the way of that. So yeah, it's nice to just be able to focus on nailing the training to a T and just kind of letting the food be what it is, as long as you're getting enough. If you're losing weight, obviously Can't be doing that because you're not gaining muscle if you're in a deficit. So, yeah, I'm just feeling really good. Some days I still kind of revert to old overeating habits, but most days I'm in tune with myself and I'm able to, eat when I'm hungry, stop when I'm full. Like, what is even that? I haven't done that since I was a baby child. And I've been reading a few books that have definitely helped along this process of it. All kind of stems back from weight loss, weight gain is all pretty much mental if you're like me. If you're in like emotional turmoil, physical, spiritual turmoil, that's when I'm at my heaviest. And when I'm happy, free, all these things, that's when I'm able to just be my true weight and feel good in my body. So I've been reading a few books that have helped with that. And once I kind of sort all this stuff out, I'll share those books because I don't want to speak on them now because I haven't been putting those kind of tactics into practice all that long, so I don't want to say if they work or not yet. But so far, so good. Camera's on 7%. Perfect. I always do that to myself. What the fuck? But I honestly wish I was a little leaner right now, but I'm trying to just be zen, focus on listening to my body. So I definitely still have some days where I'm a little emotionally unregulated, and that's when I decide to eat a whole loaf of bread. Healthy bread, but nonetheless, eating a whole loaf of bread at one time, that's my kryptonite. I could do that. Anyway, let's stop talking about bread because I'm sure most of us love it, and that's been my thing. So that's kind of my last little crick kind of in the plan, is to just true freedom and prosperity and love and light around food and life in general, is really taking care of myself, treating myself like I would treat someone I love. That's kind of the crux of it all for most of us. Once you start thinking of yourself as, like, oh, if you love your mom, how would you want to treat your mom like you're treating yourself? No, probably not. I can say for certain that I would not. And all these little habits that I've been trying to overcome, that mindset has been really helping me. Just, if my sister was doing this habit, would I want her to continue on, or would I say it's probably hindering her life and want to help her? And it's definitely the latter every time. So as I've been getting over these neuroses one by one, taking it slow, not tracking, not even wearing my watch anymore, just listening to my body and living a healthy lifestyle instead of being a fucking freak around food and activity, to be honest. So foggy, it's humid. I love it. Alright, well, my camera's about to die, and I think I've been yapping to these animals for long enough. Sorry about the heavy breathing. And more videos. Yeah, I've just been trying to get myself in order, get my life in order. Everything's so busy and crazy. And yeah, I'm just making excuses, and got some things coming up that kind of need to take priority for my attention. So yeah, it's just hard to, I don't need to tell you guys, but I'm not going to make any promises, but there will be more videos in future at some point. Thank you guys for watching this if you've made it this far in the video. Hope you're having a great day, and I hope you are treating yourself like you would treat someone you love. Yeah, but definitely loving yourself and not putting so much burden and pressure on your shoulders for things that don't need to be there. Like my food issues. Once you take those off and start living in actual love for yourself, kind of crazy what can happen. So yeah, I'm just at the beginning of these stages, and if you guys need to start your own self-love journey, please do so. We can do this together, no matter how cringe it may be. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
You too.